Ready, fellas?
Either.
Yeah, I'm about to post it real quick.
Gotcha.
What's this, episode 3?
Yes.
Oh, is it me or Terrell? Can you hear Bag?
Yeah, I can.
Okay. I don't know. Maybe it's I can't really hear him that well, but it's all good.
I mean, my day is kind of going in and out on my end, but
Tell
I don't got anything else. I could maybe go on the phone, but it's kind of hectic.
All good. Whatever you got to do.
All right.
All right, back for week 3, the League Podcast. Introduce the host. Your left, my right, your up, my down. The real coach that Dabo wish he could be this year. Part 1 of 2 of the real Death Valley. Mr. Fries, how you doing?
It was good. It was good. Happy to be here, man.
The man fresh off for surgery. Pro Hooper, coach. Mr. Get you right if your handles ain't there. Bad work 95. How you feeling, man?
Feeling good, man. Just glad I'm doing this episode. You know, I got plenty of time on my hands since I ain't that mobile at the moment. So let's get this show on the road. How you, Terrell?
Blessed. Glad to be here. That's all I got. If you want, man of many hats, we could take a quick 15-20 seconds to address the elephant in the room. The recruiting scandal. From my end, I'll let you speak on it. It is what it is. Don't have no bearing, no effect on it right now. So, you got anything to say about it?
I mean, you know, I think the issue was patched, so you know, it's kind of doesn't really need to be addressed in my opinion. It's already been handled, you know. So I'll just leave it there. I don't really got much to say about it, to be honest.
Gotcha. Frowls, there was a patch today that I didn't know about. Did you know anything about it, sir?
I did not know about it till you just told me that just now.
Okay. How about you, Bag? Oh, that might have been a phone call he was waiting on.
Okay. If it was, though, do you know what time today?
The patch was?
Yeah.
Dropped this morning.
Dropped
this morning.
I played the game.
I haven't
I
either.
didn't really notice a difference. I did play a game earlier today, but I didn't really notice too much of a difference. I know the holding calls you talked about last time. You were as soon as the podcast dropped, I played like 2 games and had like 10 holes combined. So
Yep.
hopefully they fix that for this one.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I definitely did. But you noticed, I didn't notice until you said it either. And now I'm like, there is like usually, I mean, it's not that bad. Like 1 or 2 holds maybe a game, but they come at some pretty crucial times, obviously. So
Yeah. And then sometimes it's right off the rip, like snap the ball penalty. Like, how are we holding already? But
yeah.
yeah,
No, they always gotta change something. They can never get it all right all the time.
Yes, sir. Got a jam-packed show. Week 6 through 9. Getting deep in the conference play now. Let's get to it. First, the boogeyman, Mr. Bain himself, Ohio State versus USC. Another tough matchup for USC, especially on the road. I think the game started off pretty good. I saw the first half. I think it was 14-14, and then Ohio State just had them purebreds out there. Anything for us, Frowls?
I think it's just a little bit of a team mismatch and user mismatch for real. Ohio State did what he had to do, handled it. Yeah, this is as expected for me in this one.
Bad work. Anything for
Yeah, pretty much. Nah, I mean, I feel the same way. I think see saving could have been at home, but Ohio State's a beast and his team's loaded again. So
yes, sir. Oh, let's move on. Oklahoma versus Texas, the Red River rivalry before the Red River rivalry. Did I say that right? Red River, Red. Anyways,
we got what you mean.
Oklahoma 38, Texas 28. Bad work. Let's talk about it. Texas was rolling early. Appeared to be one of the first losses on a little backslide on his record. How you feel?
yeah, I mean, Texas is a good one and got a good team. He plays style football, but Zev is he's an issue. You know what I mean? He's pretty regularly in the semifinal at the end of the year. So he's won my conference first 2 years of the season. So I mean, a little to be expected, but I'm glad Texas put up a good fight. It wasn't like it was a blowout. It's a good game. So that's growth. However, it did transition. I think at this point in time, Texas was probably a top 10 team, and it could be fast forward to week 9. He's accumulated a few more L's, so kind of unraveled it a little bit, but
Gotcha. Yes, sir. Fries, how you feel about Texas? And at the time, this was probably a ranked matchup, but how do you feel about Texas and how they've been moving since the good start?
Yeah, I think some tough matchups mixed with probably not his best play. A little rough stretch there. Between these two dudes in the chat, like both of these dudes are like, while the game's going on, I know they had to have at least 20 messages in their chat. I didn't really check at the time, but both of them are serial in the chat messengers. But this is a good game. Kind of what you would expect. Like Texas at home, I'm not surprised you made it a somewhat of a game. But when it comes down to it, just the plays that need to be made, and Zev usually gets those done. So this is.
It was neutral site, by the way.
For sure.
Yeah. Okay. True. You're right. But
I don't
either
know,
way,
and I
winning
don't know
time
if this is a
was
real thing or not. I can't tell you the last time that I've heard Texas or Oklahoma play at the opposing's facility. Because as long as
I don't think they do.
I
I think it's in Dallas.
Yeah, because I know the rodeo is there. I know it's a big thing in Texas. Instead of a fair, it's a rodeo. So that's kind of unique. Never having to deal with, especially in a rivalry that big, having to deal with home field advantage.
Super Bowl. Down South Super Bowl.
Yes, sir. Moving on. Whoa, wait a minute. On the road, 47-19 versus a quality user in Washington. Bagward, what are we seeing out of Clemson moving into the start of conference play?
Oh, he's been playing good ball, man. I mean, I don't know. I think he's something in 2, I believe. I don't even know where his second loss came from, but there was that Texas A&M loss, which he was up, I want to say 2 or 3 touchdowns and ended up losing that game. But outside of that, been playing great ball, man. Oh, I do remember his second loss. It was to me.
I was about to say. I thought you were being funny.
Nah, dead ass. I forgot. But yeah, man, he's been playing good ball. You know what I mean? He had a nice win against Oregon the other day. So just about finishing strong for him. Getting good position. Hopefully he can get a conference championship under his belt and, be in position for the playoffs. He did get Bryce Underwood took a nasty injury the other day. So he'll have to close the rest of the regular season with his backup quarterback. So we'll see how that goes for him. But his scheme seems to be right. Defensively, he's doing what he needs to do. So happy for him.
Trials, talk about it. If you want to dip on the injury first, because I know they're at the commissioner's throat about these injuries, and it appears that's the real first injury I've heard of. How you feeling on that one?
Yeah, it's tough, but I mean, it was my fault completely. Like he was taking hits and super red, like everywhere. I saw it, and it was a close game. This was like 2 weeks later. This was I guess the Oregon game when this happened, but close game. So I'm thinking like we need this one because got to make the playoffs, and then he just got hit again, and I guess 7 weeks. So that's gonna put him. I think it works out because I got a couple buys into my season, so I think maybe first round of playoffs might be okay, or if second if we can make it. So it hurts though. I mean, Underwood is huge for me, so that's tough. This particular game, I think we just had a good game, came out, didn't turn the ball over like that, and good performance from us.
Gotcha. Good to see it. Moving on, Florida, the new user taken from transferred over UCLA, got some talent under his belt down there in Gainesville versus Baylor. Baylor's been putting up 45-50 on people consistently, and then early conference play, Florida said, "We're here." What you got for me on that one, Fries?
I think Florida's been pretty impressive just from when I've watched him play. Like he's playing some good ball. Old Florida, big shoes to fill, but he been holding it down. Man. I don't know that he might have. He started the whole season. It's just like a full season for him, right? He started week 0.
Nah, he moved over there to Florida probably around like week 3 or so.
Okay, so I don't even know if he has any losses himself. Maybe one, if any. But like, he's playing good ball, man. Respect to Florida for sure. Baylor's tough, especially at Baylor.
Bad work. What's your thought process on Baylor start of conference play with the loss?
Man, it's gonna be tough. He's kind of an under the radar user, but he can definitely throw the rock, man, and can beat anybody. And he was off to a great start. But a lot of the teams he plays against, he's undermanned versus his opponent, and it's hard. So I think he's taking a little bit of a skid, but he might not have fallen too far. I mean, he's still in position, at 5-3, ranked 16. If he can win out, he don't even really got to make the conference championship. If he can just find a way to, maximum lose one more game, but you'd have to lose it here soon. You don't want to lose that 4th game at the end of the season because you'll get pushed back some. But at 16, he's still kind of in position, so he'll be a threat in the playoffs. Honestly, if he gets in, I don't think anybody really wants to see him, because he can get on a roll and run up 400 passing yards on you at any moment.
Gotcha. Do you think at his current position, at 11, if he wins out, he's probably safe? Do you think his game translates to a first round road game?
I think it depends on the matchup. First, it depends on his schedule too. Like if who he's gonna have to beat to even get in. But it really is a matchup thing. Especially if he plays a team. If he doesn't have to play, well, there's two things. One, if he plays somebody who likes to slow the ball down and play a methodical style, I think he can really mess them up because he can, get a couple scores early and then they got to play out of rhythm and you're playing into his game. On the other side of that, I think he'll have a tough time with teams that are, if he runs up on some of these 99 overall teams where he's just getting bullied in the trenches all game, and it can be tough regardless of your skill level. So it's really, it's a matchup based thing, and going on the road too won't help. His game is, like everybody, but especially him, he's calling a lot of hot routes, or if he can call a lot of hot routes, it definitely ups his game to another level. So being on the road, doesn't really help. So, but it'll depend, man. I think he can get anybody at the end of the day.
Gotcha. Moving down to Fry's favorite user, taking a loss early in conference play on the road to a new UCLA user. Kind of what you expected, Fry's, or just a minor slip from Notre Dame?
Nah, I think it's tough on the road. As we talked about, the league is deep, so like on the road against anybody, except for we're not gonna name names. Never mind. But almost anybody on the road is like it's going to be tough. You got to play really clean game. This would look like a high scoring. I don't think I watched this one, but high scoring game. So I love to hate on Notre Dame, but I feel them because I've had many losses like this myself. It's just tough on the road, man. So hey, actually, was this at home? This might have been at home, actually. No, I was on the road. Okay. Yeah, so
bad word.
I'll give him a break.
Yeah. Big 12, UCLA comes in, get an early win. First user game for him after taking over to take down Notre Dame. Possibly hamper his season a little early. How you feeling?
About what? About
UCLA. Sorry.
UCLA. I mean, yeah, he's solid, man. I mean, it's really gonna be. I think for him, he had mentioned in the chat about recruiting and whatnot. So I mean, especially at UCLA, I mean, you have a great pipeline, but it's gonna be about team building for him long term. Is he gonna be able to have the pieces on his roster to compete? But the skill level's there, you know what I mean? And, next year we'll reshuffle the conferences. You never know where he'll land. But as far as this year goes, this is a great win for him and his program and his coach who he's developing. But, I don't think he already lost in Nebraska, I believe. I don't know if he plays Ohio State or not, but those are going to be tough ones. I see him out of the conference championship, out of the playoffs. I mean, but he definitely makes some noise, man, and we'll see how he is in year 4. He could definitely be an issue.
Gotcha. Yeah, joining the league mid-season is a little rough, but if he could sneak out one win here, one win there, it'll help his recruiting. And like you said, Southern California, quality pipeline with a lot of talent. So definitely a bunch of potential under UCLA. Michigan versus Miami. I think this was
what happened here?
Battle of the Bums. Now the real question is: are you talking about the game or what happened in the chat?
Well, we don't have to go back to the chat.
Okay.
If you were there, you were there. But the game. Honestly, I thought you were gonna win this one. J-Roth hasn't been playing the best ball recently. And you have been, so.
I think I was still nope, I hadn't won yet. I hadn't won, but I was in the lab a little bit, trying to get more consistent, seeing that I felt like I could play with anybody. So, trying to find some more execution, and then I sold. Respect to him, he did what he needed to do at the end, but I feel like I sold that game more than he came out and won. We knew a little bit of the ebook, the bunch strong, the flooding concepts, the RPOs. We were kind of sitting on everything, and then we had a few. I think at one point in time we had 6 drops in a row. So. Like I said, he did what he had to do at the end of the day. I'm not gonna take anything away from him, but we could have played a little better on the road, and the score shows. Score show was 14-17. Defense came out to play. D-line was able to get some pressure, but we just got to be able to finish better on the offensive end if our defense is able to hold down the team like that. So.
Yeah, for sure, man. And them drops be killers. I ain't gonna lie. It's like you second down. You about to get a first down and you drop it. Now you're on third and
yeah,
things don't go your way, or you only get halfway there, and now you're fourth down. Am I going for it? Am I not? And it's like, man, it's a drop. A drop can really screw you over.
Yeah. So again, respect to him. He won the game when he was supposed to, but I feel like we definitely didn't get the breaks we needed to. But sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. So I'll just leave it at that. Moving on to TCU and Arizona State. TCU, I believe, was ranked at this point, still putting B to A for a lot of people. Early conference win, I think, as a record shows. This is only conference win. Oh no!
This is the first one.
Okay. Sad to see it. I think we touched on this one a little bit last podcast, but let's start with Fryhouse. Georgia came out on the road holding a prolific offense to 10 points, but itself only put up 7. If I told you you could hold LSU to 10 points, what would your thoughts be for Georgia?
You would think he'd be able to get that done, for real. I mean, definitely the defense showed up for him, but his offense was even more so boxed the whole game. So it's just like, I kind of expected it. I thought it was gonna be a close game. I thought it would be more like not a shootout, but like one of those mini shootout games, like a little bit higher scoring, back and forth scores. But they got so much familiarity playing each other that it's like, I think they play one score games like every time. It's gonna be close. They play a lot of trash talk. Just they know how each other kind of plays, and Georgia always brings his A game to play LSU. But his offense was, watching this game, his offense could not do anything at all. He was very locked, and LSU really was too for most of the game. I mean, both of them couldn't really move the rock like that. So good SEC battle. Well, I don't know what they're in right now, but you know what I'm saying.
Got your bag work. Talk to us about the low scoring affair, but pulling out a dub when you need to.
Yeah, I mean, I would say Georgia lost this game more than I won it, to be honest. He just bad clock management, in my opinion. He missed a 35-yard field goal from dead center, missed it at the end of the second half. He was in field goal range again at some point during the game, didn't take the field goal, threw it short of the end zone on 4th down, got tackled. No points out of that drive. Last drive of the game, he was at the 10-yard line, 15-yard line with maybe 8 seconds to go, and scrambled around with his quarterback before throwing out of bounds. His time expired instead of kicking the field goal to send it to OT. So, I mean, I can't really say I won that game, really, but we'll take it, man. We'll keep rolling.
Gotcha. They say the good teams find a way to win. Great teams find a way to cover the spread. So
they say bad teams find a way to lose. That's what I was taught.
Whoa. Okay. Hey, he did. So, and I did watch that. You were right. He did scramble around for a couple seconds and then threw the ball away. And I thought it was going to be an immediate read, but SMU Oregon with the force win here. Let's talk about the rivalry. Bama versus Tennessee. The upset at home for Tennessee, not something you see very often. Both good users, but bad work. What you got on this for the early loss for Tennessee?
I mean, a couple things for me. One, I got to put some respect on Bama's name. I love to say that he's not that good, but he always shows me up. He beat me last year. This is a huge win on the road. I mean, this is one. I would have never thought that he would have won this game, but he showed up big and got the job done. So respect to Alabama, man. He's playing good ball and making noise, keeping his season alive, playoff hopes alive. And this is the beginning of a 3-game skid for Tennessee, which we've never seen. This is, I think he's back in the rankings this week, but last week was the first time he's been unranked since the game came out. So, he's got to right that ship over there.
Yes, sir. Frows, talk to me about it. The juggernaut, as they said in what was that, Iron Man. He might have got the win, but it's about making what appeared to be a god bleed. And Tennessee is leaking right now. What you got for me?
Yeah. I mean, great win for Bama. Tennessee, I think if anybody's earned a couple bad games in a row or stretch, it'd be him. It's you can't play perfect forever. I don't think anybody can. So I think it's not that it's expected, but it's understandable. Especially in a format like this, we played a tough league. It was you're gonna lose sometimes. It happens. Shout out Bama playing good ball, playing his brand of football. Also, a couple really nice lurks in this game. Just user perspective, it was really good defense. Learned some stuff. So quality win, but yeah, Tennessee. I mean, he'll be all right. I think we all know he'll be all right. Just one of those stretches for him right now. Seems like.
Gotcha. Maybe if he had his patented recruiting tactic, things might have been different. But
Yeah.
I'm just playing them. I know Texas wanted to talk about it, so there you go. Moving on to OG versus versus Arkansas. Continuing to do what he does best, get wins when he's supposed to. I got a question: is he a real Nebraska fan? Because since them black jerseys came out, we ain't seen the red jerseys in a minute. So, Fries, what you got for Nebraska? Third in the country right now, 4-0 in conference play.
Yeah, I mean, belt to ass. That's all you can really say. Like, it just outclassed. It's tough for Arkansas sometimes. I think roster-wise, I don't think he has too much to work with. So, hey, this is going to be tough. I do think Nebraska. I think he actually is a Nebraska fan. From I think he said in the chat. I don't know though, but I think he might be from the area or went to school or something. Some connection.
Got your bag work. What you got for me on Nebraska? Finishing the season strong right now.
Yeah, I mean, he's doing what he does, man. I mean, this is belt to ass as expected, and we'll see how it finishes up. He got a big win. Some more big wins we'll touch on, and so he's in a mode right now. And right now, I would say he's probably my favorite to win the Natty, but we'll see.
Gotcha. Nebraska doing his thing. A lot of times he's playing with he got the shout out to the stream. He's streaming everything and has the cam on. So when he's putting a foot to behind right now, he got his daughter in his lap, which I know if you ain't watching, got to be frustrating for everybody else. You're like, baby girl out here in his lap, he's still doing this. So, but moving on, Ole Miss started off slow, but my goodness, ranked 15 and his only 3 losses came at the beginning of the season. But what you got for me, Bad? Because right now he was talking crazy, and at minus the top 4 or 5, it looks like he has something to prove.
Yeah, I mean, this is another expected, game for him to win. I mean, he's solid, definitely. It looks like he'll be making a playoff push, so we'll see if he can make some noise there. But, this game he's supposed to win maybe by more than he did, so.
Fouls. What you got for Coach Carver? Appears to be able to put up some points. He's not dead in the water, What you got on him?
Yeah, I like that he still shows up, plays his games. It's always I like to read his game threads. I feel like always something funny happening, or he's always doing something funny. So, hey man, he's still battling. I think we had talked about like if you're not going to be like the best user, like recruiting can kind of save you and get you right. I think last pod or 2 pods ago, but I don't know what his class is looking like. But hopefully he's given something to build off because
this was a sim, by the way.
Oh, really?
Oh man. Okay.
Well,
my fault, host fault, but
I stand by everything that's been said. Still, I mean, I don't think anybody was. It's probably how it'll win anyway. So,
yeah. So, Coach Carver, hang in there, keep doing your thing, big dog. Respect to being able to play like that, but yeah, that's all I got. Moving on to South Carolina versus North Carolina. Battle of the Carolinas. Who came out on top 35-21, South Carolina. Season not going as well as I thought it would be for North Carolina. What you got for me, Frost?
I agree with that. I thought North Carolina kind of had some good momentum building. I don't know if it's just not playing his best ball, mix up matchups, or what. I mean, this is a quality win. Like, you got it done as he should have. But I don't know. I don't know what is really the missing piece for him. Because I was putting him in the kind of Ole Miss tier, I would say, for the year. Like, something to prove, but could maybe make a little bit of noise, and hasn't done that. Not yet, at least.
Got your bad work. What you got for the South Carolina user?
I mean, just keep fighting. I mean, he'll definitely always gives a good game, man. So just kind of gotta find a way to tie these up into consecutive wins. But he's always there to compete, man. So I ain't mad at him. Just got to keep building that roster.
Yes, sir. Moving on to Wisconsin and Auburn. Almost put up a 50 burger, but Wisconsin was on the road. But it appears, I don't think the score is indicative of the user that Wisconsin is. Backward, what you got for me on how Auburn's been doing?
Yeah, I mean, he's been going to work, man. I played him. I'm not sure if I played him after this game, but definitely was a little nervous. Like, oh, if he's beating Day like that, then he might be serious. And I mean, I still do think he is serious, but he's definitely. I always definitely want to discuss who's one of the best, who's the best new user, and he's definitely in the conversation. So, he's doing his thing.
Fries, what you got for Darkwing Day? Again, score not indicative of the quality of user he is, as we can see ranked 22nd. What you got for the people that might not be sure or see this and be like, oh, he's on my schedule. That might be light work.
I would say tread lightly for sure, because he's absolutely beat me multiple times. And this game is all matchups too, so like tough matchup for me might be somebody else's light work, but a lot of respect for how he plays. I think he plays solid on defense. Can dodge you at times. I don't know what happened in this particular game, but he, like, I want to say this week he plays maybe bag, and
yeah, we do.
I'm sure he's that might be a little bit of a game for real. He seems like someone who plays with the competition, like will play up with the competition, or maybe sometimes play down to others. But he has it in his bag to beat anybody, I think, in the league for real. And I don't know if that's a long list of players who I say can do that, but no, I got a lot of respect for Day.
Gotcha. Wrapping up week 6, moving on to week 7. Our first matchup we got Texas A&M. Got a forced win. Hate to see it. Sometimes you just want to see the two people match up, especially deep in the conference play. Florida State, Miami rivalry game.
I'm surprised I played. Okay.
Yes, sir. Miami came out, got his second win of the season. Backward, you got anything on Karma real quick?
Well, yeah. I mean, I guess we could touch on it. It's just, you can't try to get a forced win. The goal is for the games to get played. At the end of the day, we have a rule. The rule is that we'll extend, if there's a time set, we'll extend 24 hours. Life happens for people. You know what I'm saying? People miss times. I know dudes want to win and want to have, the league is very competitive. We want to get as far as we can get, and every win does matter. I get it, but yeah, definitely can't be trying too hard to get forced wins. And I think Miami user was tried really hard to get a forced win in week 6 that he probably, in my opinion, didn't deserve. And it didn't happen this week, but the next week it ended up where he was, on the other side of that coin, and maybe even more so egregiously, and ended up taking a forced loss. We just want the games we played, man. And, seems like karma struck quickly there in that situation. But hopefully we don't have to deal with too many of those, just get them ran,
Yes, sir. Moving on to the Arkansas-South Carolina game. South Carolina was able to get his first conference win against Arkansas at home. Again, Arkansas just keep fighting. You got anything for me on this one, Frost?
Nah, I'm with you on that. Just keep scrapping, keep battling, keep recruiting. Get right.
Yeah, he gonna get there. Arkansas puts up some good games. I mean, he a lot of games, even when the score ends up not being as close at the end, he puts up a good game, especially early. So I think things turn around for a lot of these users, and once they get a few games under their belt, they start to be more familiar with people in the league. I think that helps a lot of people too. Is that a lot of people, especially the ones who are winning a lot, knows what other people are really trying to do and can kind of adjust to that. He's just kind of getting his feet wet, but he's been playing decent ball.
Yes, sir. Moving on, big matchup. Top-ranked Nebraska, top-ranked Florida. Florida at home in the Swamp, able to get a dub. Fries, talk to me how this is big for playoff potential.
Yeah, it's a big one, I think, for Florida, man. I gave Florida some love earlier in the pod, but you beat do or die. I think like that's you don't take that lightly. I think I watched a lot of this game too, and it just one of those games where Florida's had the right formula, had it working, and yeah, man. Implication wise, I think for him, it's got to give a lot of confidence to. I beat him. I could beat anybody. And then, obviously this is a top 5 caliber win. So in the season wise, I think he take care of business. He got to be in the driver's seat to get a bye now, right? I would think.
Yeah, no, he definitely is.
Huge one.
Yeah. Bagwork, talk to me about Nebraska taking a mid-season loss, not season wrecking. Also, the bigger portion of this, not conference play. How do you think this affects Nebraska at all, if any?
I mean, I think it just makes him, lock back in. I mean, unfortunately, I think I played him the next week, and he was ready. He had all his, Nebraska's going to blitz the crap out of you, so those blitzes were hitting home. Oh wait, no, actually, I think I played him before this, maybe. We might have played earlier. Yeah, we did play early in the season, like week 4. But yeah, I think he locks back in, man. I think he got a big win over Ohio State. And, yeah, I think it's just a wake-up call. I rarely, see him have, like, big slides, so, yeah, I think he'll be ready. But I believe that was his second loss of the season, so, he's got to handle business. Losing the conference championship or anything like that is gonna probably put him in the first round game on the road, I would say, with another loss. So he definitely got to handle business.
Yes, sir. Moving on to Baylor, still ranked at the time, but taking a loss to Texas. Fries, how do you think that has implications on the rest of Baylor season, and then Texas clawing and fighting just to stay relevant right now?
Yeah, this was kind of almost at the time, I think, season-saving kind of win for Texas. Definitely needed that one. Also on the Baylor side of it, I think if they would have got this one, I think the rest of their season outlook would have been totally different. So I'm sure they, were really trying to get this one down at Baylor. But I think their path is a little bit, we were talking about it earlier, but it's kind of like that situation where you don't want to make the conference ship almost, if you're not going to win it at least. Just because, like, you get that extra game, extra loss, it can boot you out. It might be one of those situations down the stretch for them. So we'll see. But this was a huge game, huge loss. But I mean, Texas quality, especially at home, it's gonna be tough. So understandable loss, but season-shaping loss, I think.
Yes, sir. Bag work. We got Big Ten conference play. Oklahoma and Bama. Bama did get a big win last week, but ran into the buzzsaw again. Can Bama salvage their season at this point?
Not really. I mean, I think actually they have a chance because they still play LSU, which is me. So I mean, if they can win out, they might be able to make the playoffs, but it's going to be a tough road to get ahead of some people with 4 losses. He's going to have some things go his way. But still, every win matters, man. I mean, for stars, for recruits, so he's gonna have to play, and I think he will. I think he'll win a lot of games. I mean, I don't know if he'll lose again. I mean, his team is very overpowering. His style of play, he's more than capable. You know what I mean? and that dude Keelan Russell is a problem back there. So, he's got a good shot to close out strong, but 4 losses is you're already fringe on making the playoffs. So we'll see.
Gotcha. Moving on to Auburn TCU. Auburn's able to get a big win over TCU, which was still ranked at the time, on the road. Fries, do you think Auburn is going to be able to lock in a playoff spot?
Yeah, I believe in him. I think he's going to close that out, get that done, and make an appearance, and maybe make some noise too. Like, I think he's in a spot where gets the right matchups, can definitely make a little run. Maybe he could be like last year's Bama. Bama made a little run under the radar a little bit, but quality team. So
Bama's gonna have to play them last week of the season too. He's got to play LSU and Auburn to even have a chance of making the playoffs. He's got to win both.
If he wins both and avoids that conference championship, though, if Bama does, that might be his path, right? That's just he gets in there if he does that, right? You think
that's his path? Yeah, potentially for sure.
Yeah, I think that'll be enough because you're one. So
yeah, 2 top 10 wins potentially would definitely be enough.
Okay, but before we move on quickly, do you think they allow a 4-loss team in there?
Oh yeah. I've seen 4-loss teams get in. It's just all about timing of your losses. So especially and this would help Bama's case is that he would have won 4 in a row leading into the playoffs. So he should be up there if that was the case.
Gotcha. All right, moving on. Quickly touch on West Virginia, Penn State. Coach Carver doing your thing. Penn State.
Shout out Coach Carver.
Yeah. Still fighting. Keep fighting, man. That's all I got for you. 30-31 against Penn State. I know we don't talk about either team as much, but keep fighting, man. Everybody's out here rooting for you to start trying to pull strings to get stuff together, man. Big upset. More of the play I thought we would see from North Carolina. Bag work. Big 12 loss for Ohio State late in the season, especially on conference play. Where does that leave Ohio State right now?
I mean, he's another one. I think he will close out well, but it's going to be tough because he dropped this game, and then he dropped the game to Nebraska, and he's going to have to see Nebraska again at the end of the season. So, he still has a path. I'd love to check out the conferences later on this and see the standings are. I don't know if their conference is necessarily the toughest, but definitely doesn't help his situation too much. And those road round 1 playoff games are no fun. So but I still think he makes the playoffs for sure. UNC, I mean, he does this every year, man. He beats the cream of the crop of the league. I just, it's just there's some inconsistency, like he'll beat the cream of the crop and then he'll lose 2 games in a row somewhere along the line. It's like, so I don't know what it is, what he has to do, but the potential is there for him to be making a lot of noise. And honestly, I expect him to. I'm surprised when I do see him drop some of the games he does drop. So, but as Fryles has said before, it's a deep league, But yeah, I really can't say I'm like surprised that he won, especially at home against anybody. So,
Gotcha, Fryles. Quick question on Ohio State. Minus conference championship, if they keep winning, do they get a home game?
See, that's tough. I don't know where he's going to end up. I'm going to say yes as of right now. I don't think he's going to lose any more regular season. That conference championship, though, is going to say... I'm going to say no, actually. I'm going to say no today. Obviously, that could change, but I'm going to say... If you're asking me today, I'm going to say no.
Gotcha. Makes the playoffs, but has to go on a road.
I think that's what I'm seeing. Because that rematch, I think... with Nebraska, I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to say no today, though.
Okay.
I mean, even if he beats Nebraska, he's gonna need I think he gets in either way. But if he beats Nebraska, I don't know if he gets a first round bye.
You're correct.
I think so.
Yeah,
not necessarily.
No,
I mean,
they changed the seeding this year, so it's just based on seeding, and then if you are the highest ranked championship, conference championship, they just slot you in accordingly.
Yeah, even though being the number five position is honestly fine because you get a free win essentially against CPU 9 times out of 10 before a bowl game. So I mean, it's not that bad, but well, he only has 2 losses. I mean, nah, I take it back. With 2 losses,
He should get in there, right? You think?
well, he'll get in the playoffs
Like
regardless.
Bobby.
But I'm saying, but getting in the top 4, it'll be close. It depends on who else loses and when.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Going down, the Commissioner versus Arizona State at home. Tough to play in.
This
Tough to
is
play
CPU.
Louisiana. So no shade against Arizona State, but between the team deficit and then playing on the road when that stadium pulse is hitting, it's rough, man. So respect to you for going down there and fighting, but I don't know if anybody really expected a different outcome at this point of the season.
Yeah, this is a CPU at the time. He hadn't joined the league yet.
Okay, gotcha. Georgia versus Ole Miss. Ole Miss doing more of the same. Or
Georgia doing more of the same. Georgia doing more of the same. Georgia should have won this game. He had this game wrapped up on multiple occasions. I mean, I was watching this game and yeah, he made a couple. You know, he had some great plays, but he also just made a couple. You know, like there was a wide open corner route in the fourth quarter. He was already up 7 or something like that. He was either up 7 or 3, or he was already leading. This would have made it a 2-score game. Wide open corner route, and he pass leads it up and overthrows the corner route, and then blames his quarterback. I know you pass leaded that when you didn't need to, and you overthrew him, and you know that was the easiest. I mean, he was butt naked, like for a touchdown. You know, and then he made some good plays to force it to go into overtime at the end, but you know, ended up just losing the game. But you know, once again, Georgia lost this game more than I think Ole Miss won it.
Man, tough to hear that. Theme of the year: Georgia losing more than the team is winning. Speaking of winning, going back to Death Valley on the Atlantic Coast, SEC matchup: Clemson versus Tennessee. Frow's big win, catching Tennessee on the backslide, being part of that. How do you feel this game went, and are you turning the corner to be the new bully, or is Tennessee just sliding right now?
I'm gonna say a long way to go. Get a mainly my consistency. Talking anything more than me just trying to make the playoffs for right now. For him though, I mean, this was a good game. I've gotten them twice at home, so I'm not gonna lie and say it doesn't help a ton. Like I beat them twice in a row, both at home. Hopefully the schedule makers keep me at home next year. It helps us out, but it was a
You
good
might
game.
be out of your conference if things go the way they're going.
Oh yeah, I guess so. But yeah, man, it was a pretty good game. I think I didn't turn the ball over like that. I think he might have turned it over. I can't remember the game at this point, but it was a pretty solid game. I had a bigger lead, and he started to make a comeback, and yeah, we got that done. It felt good for us. We needed that win. Just program wise, that was major win for us. So happy to get it done.
Gotcha. Bad work. Got a 2-parter for you. Speak on the confidence that it bears Clemson is playing with moving forward, and then 2, do you think having the first round bye to a bowl game is better, or having a first round game at home is better?
Well, one, yeah, I think Clemson should be playing with a lot of confidence. He's gotten some big wins, especially this year and last year. I mean, I think it was last year. I don't remember if it was this year. He also beat OG by a few touchdowns. It was like a 2 or 3 score game. He's beaten Nighthawk twice. A lot of the games he loses, you know, it seems like it's in his control. It's not in the other team's control. Not to take away credit from people. I mean, you know, they had to go out there and make the plays to win for sure. But you can point to specific moments where it's like, if that would have gone the other way, maybe it was a different story. But I think he has a lot of confidence. I think he's just being humble about it, but as he should. But he's been playing great ball. Definitely not somebody anybody wants to run into down the stretch of this and in the playoffs. And for me, I'm always going to say getting the bye is better. I mean, you just eliminate a lot of risk. You never know who you're going to run into in that first round. It could be a terrible matchup, especially if you're on the road. Then, I mean, of course, you don't want to play on the road in this game, period. So, you can eliminate all that and just be playing in neutral sites and, get in practice mode or go join another league and get some extra reps in if you need them. But, yeah, I'm taking that bye.
Gotcha. Good win from Clemson. Moving on, Michigan gets its first win at home.
Hey,
So,
about time, man.
yeah, that's how I felt too. So hopefully we can just keep that momentum rolling.
And that's a good win too. That Washington user's good. I mean,
for sure.
He beat Texas. He beat Texas, I believe.
Yeah.
It might be the next week. Might be foreshadowing a little bit, but don't sleep on that guy.
Oh, not at all. Let's quickly talk about Georgia not beating themselves and then riding the high horse. Nobody wants to play between the hedges, and then he finally was able to close out the game. Bagwork, can you talk to Texas A&M? This wasn't a conference game, but it was a drop game. How do you think this affects him moving forward?
Well, he was ranked number 2 in the country at this time. So it always sucks to lose when you're ranked that high and you're getting those coach points every week for being ranked that high. And I think that's the highest he's ever been ranked in our league. So he was having a really, really good season. I mean, even with the Georgia loss, that was only his second loss. His only other loss was on the road at LSU, like week 2. Clemson's been playing great ball. He beat Clemson, so he's been having a hell of a year. So, it's definitely disappointing to go into Georgia and lose, but that's a tough one. You know what I mean? It's not friendly over there. He's got one of the best stadiums. He plays good defense. So no shame in dropping that game, but definitely as you think you would because of Georgia's record. But if you look closely at Georgia, I mean, most of his losses are one-score games and stuff like that. He's a tough opponent. So, yeah, I mean, just keep doing your thing, Texas A&M. We see you building down there, man, and excited. Hopefully he gets in the playoffs too. I mean, I'd love to see him in there, and hopefully he can make some noise.
Yeah, sir. It'd be great to see the Aggies pulling in the College Station would be something crazy. Frowls, confidence of Georgia right now, riding high after this one. Do you think rightfully so, or should they have tempered expectations after this one, even though this is their second win?
No, I mean this is a really good win. It's just when your season's over, essentially, it's good to see dudes still invested, still fighting, still competing. And we've always said, I mean, you got the roster for it. It's really just a lot of user mistakes, like clock management or just trying to do a little too much, not running the ball, things like that. But he can beat pretty much anybody in the league too when he's playing well. It's just the consistency is just one game he's really locked in, another game it's just not. You don't see it. So quality win. Shout out to him for that. He's kind of went on a little bit of a mini run here before today, at least. And
Gotcha.
yeah, man, it's a good win.
Moving on, just quickly.
I mean, he kind of.
Go ahead.
My bad. He can claim Texas now, right? I mean, he beat Texas and Texas A&M both at Georgia. He's handling business. I mean, I don't know if Baylor and TCU want to go over there. They got that 99 overall. You got that line. I don't know if they want that smoke either. So, I mean, maybe he should start recruiting in Texas too. I bet you would get some of them kids come out there.
Tough. North Carolina dropping another one. Quality win for UCLA though. getting on the board again, especially in conference play. More disappointment for North Carolina or more excitement for UCLA Frowls?
I think I'm slightly more on the disappointment for North Carolina side because we saw like the week before they go and just beat one of the better teams in the league, and it's just like you see it, and then follow that up with a loss. I mean, shout out UCLA too, good competitor, but I think to me the story is more UNC just not consistently being able to rise to the occasion. Like they beat a really good opponent. Follow that up with not a dud, but a situation where now you win this one, kind of building some momentum, and it's just not getting done. So yes, that's where I'm kind of at.
Gotcha. Moving on to Nebraska, Ohio State. Big game for both teams. One got catapulted. I think he was 8 at the time, and then I think jumped to 4 or 5 after this. Bagwork. The man is only wearing the black jerseys from here on out. Done believe in the Nebraska Red, apparently. What you got for this kind of matchup, especially conference play?
Yeah, I mean, this is foreshadowing of likely the conference championship and just playoff atmosphere. They know each other well. I know a few things went wrong for Ohio State. Their Heisman front runner, best freshman in the country, running back, caught some wear and tear and missed some snaps. But all credits to Nebraska. At the end of the day, he played a great game and made a lot of big plays. His offense was clicking. So shout out to him. Ohio State has 2 losses in the conference. I don't think anybody in their conference really has. I mean, Notre Dame probably still has to play. They do. Notre Dame has to play Ohio State and Nebraska to close the year.
Okay.
So maybe he can sneak in there. I mean, if he can beat one of them, he can sneak in there. My money wouldn't be on him, but he can beat anybody for sure, and he has the roster to do it. It's really just a matter of if he can not turn that rock over. But so that'll be an interesting finish down there in that conference. It's dope. It will be dope for them to win or for Notre Dame to get in there because then we start getting into the next year. It'll be real interesting where if an Ohio State or a Nighthawk is in the randomizer, that'll turn some conference into a beast.
Another meat grinder. Frowls. How do you think this sits with? Or excuse me. Actually, let's do this. We'll talk about the winner this time instead of the boogeyman. Nebraska 4-0 in conference play. Do you see anybody derailing him, or do you see him losing a game to include the conference championship?
No, I think those early I think I beat him and lost one more, but I feel like those kind of got him in the right mindset. I'm saying he's running the table in that conference. That's what I think. I think he's gonna get this rematch right here, and I think he's gonna get that done again. That's how I feel.
All right, you heard it here first. Nebraska running the table. Notre Dame taking care of business versus South Carolina at home. Always tough to go play in North Bend, no matter who the user is. Still good on him to continue to get conference wins, even when nobody's looking, man. So moving on to Bama taking a tough loss at home in Tuscaloosa to Arizona State. Bagwork, if you could just talk quickly on Arizona State, on continuing to fight during conference play and just making them Sun Devils look good.
Well, crazy story, actually. Alabama was playing the Arizona State CPU after the previous Arizona State user had left the previous week, had dropped out of the league. And we got a new user in. Bama actually quit the CPU game he was playing, which, hats off to him. I respect that. Real honorable for sure. And played this game, and the Arizona State user came in and won the game. That Arizona State user is serious. He's a good player, very crafty. So, everybody in the Big Ten be on the lookout. He won't make the playoffs this year, but he'll make some noise in this league, I think. So, and you saw it with his first game.
Fryles, can Arizona State getting a win late? Record might not show it, but bad work says it's a good user. Talk to the recruiting aspect. I know Arizona State has a 5-star or a platinum pipeline in Southern Cal. How do you think that impacts him moving forward, and who needs to be on the lookout?
Nah, these are huge wins, especially for recruits. This one's on the road, of course, but like, even though not going to the playoffs, these last, you're able to squeak out a 4-star gym you had on a visit, you had on, it may be down the stretch. Those are huge pieces for you that pay dividends down the road. So I mean, out west, and you gotta lock in, because these are big. So your USC's or UCLA's, those kind of squads gotta lock in a little bit, man, because Arizona State's showing some promise.
Yes, sir. Respect to Alabama for quitting out just to be able to play the user. So, hats off to that one.
Shout out him though. Nah,
yeah. Ole Miss. Again, Fryles, I'll let you kick off on this one. Ole Miss is undefeated in ACC conference play, not the strongest conference, but it's showing he's the man in town right now over there. Baylor with another slide. How you feel about Ole Miss strolling, might be into the back half of the playoffs, or just could possibly lock in a 8-9 spot if he keeps on this route?
Yeah, I think I'm more on the second. I think he probably is locking in the spot the way he's playing right now. I don't know his schedule coming up, so I mean, I lock myself into that, but I think he's playing really good ball. We were giving Baylor love last pod. I still think he deserved that credit, but it's just seemed like a little bit of a dip in play mixed with some good opponent play. Also, like when Ole Miss was kind of talking greasy in the chat, and then kind of backs it up, wins some games, gets some momentum, undefeated in conference. That's what's up, man. Shout out him for that, for sure.
Bad work. Ole Miss, if he runs the rest of the table in the ACC, looks good for him. Outlook this year. What mix-up can we expect depending on how the rest of the conferences go, and see we have some powerhouses leave and shake because of the randomizer?
Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting. I mean, it seems like he beat Texas this week in week 9 or 10, whichever one we're in right now.
10.
So yeah, we're in 10. So it looks like it's going to end up just being him and Florida in that conference championship, and they'll stay. And hats off to him. I think with the randomizer, you could expect Texas is out. Will be out of there, and maybe somebody comes in. If it's one of the real heavy hitters, that'd be interesting. But I do want to say, I think Ole Miss is going to get in regardless if he keeps playing the way he is, even if he loses to Florida in the championship game.
Okay.
And he's going to be a tough out in the playoffs, man. I don't know if dudes really want to see him coming in there on the road. I mean, he's handled business against everybody who isn't creme de la creme, right? So have fun with that.
Yeah, respect to Ole Miss was talking it early and then backed it up. So let's give him the respect that he deserves. No sleepwalking through there. Michigan plays Tennessee on the road. Is able to squeak out a dub.
Big time win.
Squeak out?
Yeah.
I had to talk your shit a little bit. You said squeak out. I don't know.
Yeah, he was doing his thing.
Consistency. Like I said, the patch. I hate to credit the EA, but since the patch, I was able to get a pass rush, and then, like I said, we hit the lab and was able to cook some things up. QB did sell him a couple times though. Just underthrowing or threw it behind, but my dudes were able to catch it and took advantage of it. And then after that, the noise in Neyland quieted down, so dudes got on a roll. And then I know we got, I don't want to say a fluky, but a good run at the end, like a 50-yard. Took a slant to the house and broke 2 tackles. So again, we played a good game. He played a good game, but we had a few things break our way. Like I said, sometimes better to be lucky than good. But I felt like I was good and had the luck on my side that game. So
Glad to see you, man. Turn a little corner right there, man, and get you back where we're used to seeing you.
Huge win for the program. Sure.
oh,
Gotta
for
be.
sure, yeah, definitely. Who else we got? Who's this played? Washington at Texas. Washington again, like you said earlier, quality user. Nobody wants to see it. Pacific Northwest up in Puget Sound, man. It's a beautiful place to play, but not fun if you're not the home team. Frowls, what you got for Texas? I know Washington was able to get the dub, maybe unassuming, going up there as he had a 2-4 or 2-5 record before you seen that.
Yeah, just speaks to the league, man. Any given week, if you don't bring it, you will get got, especially on the road. Texas, as I said last podcast, that's the homie in real life, but big complainer, man. Especially, I'm not gonna put his profession out there, but given what he does for work, you would think that the man doesn't complain, but golly. So I enjoy seeing him lose because of that. But nah, man, shout out Washington. It's a good quality win. I like when his record might not be the best, but you see him still scrapping. Like we're week 8, and he was at this point. I don't even know his record, but it wasn't good. But he went and got that done, man. So that's what's up.
Bagwork, talk to me about Washington pulling this dub out with the team disparity. Texas is still Texas. Maybe showing signs of what they're doing in real life, like talent all over the place, pouring out of the creases, and goes up to Seattle and essentially lays a dud versus the underman Washington.
Yeah, I mean, he's in a lot of leagues. He's in the grind. Him and Texas have beef from another league. They were going back and forth already, so I think he was excited to play this game, ready to play this game, and he got a lead early and kind of kept it. I mean, he kept ended up winning by 2 scores, but he kept the 1 score distance pretty much the whole way. And he's a good user. I mean, he can play. So things don't always work out for people. Sometimes in the season it's a deep league and you drop games, or you take a forced loss or whatever, and your record looks jacked up. But don't get it twisted. These guys can play, and he was able to show that off this week with a major win. I'm excited to see where guys land next year, because I think dudes can make a lot of noise, especially if they're locked in from wire to wire in the season.
Yes, sir. Moving on, number 1 LSU, highly ranked matchup. I believe this is a rivalry game, but don't think this is a conference game.
It is. I think it is. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Gotcha. So handing Auburn his first conference loss, but still pretty high. Might have to wait. Hold on. Is that in your conference as well?
Oklahoma's in there. Yep.
Okay. So Franz, we'll start with you real quick. Auburn, seeing they still have one more big conference opponent and Alabama, I believe. Do you think they can squeak out into the playoffs unless you think they'll make the conference championship?
I think he's gonna get it done. I'm gonna give him a pass on this game. Like sometimes, as we all know, it's just not your day. And this is one of those you just got smacked, kind of start to finish. But I think he's still quality. That Bama Auburn game might end up being like a playoff spot game for real. I think maybe only one of them gets in, so we'll see. I don't know who's at home in that jump this year, so I can't say, but it might just come down to that really, like who's playing at home. So we'll see.
Gotcha. Bagwork, anything on the dominant showing in the rivalry game?
I mean, it was mostly just my defense, man. My defense was doing what they had to do. We forced I think he threw 7 interceptions this game. So we were getting to the quarterback and stepping in front of some of his reads, and that really is what got us the game. Because I mean, I think I threw for certainly less than 200 yards passing this game.
So we had a couple nice runs and mostly just defense, man. So things just kind of went our way, and I'll take it.
Gotcha. Moving on, Wisconsin got the conference win over SMU. I don't think I watched this game, but I do know SMU is a quality user. I think he is just severely undermanned right now. Anybody want to talk on that quickly?
Yeah, I just want to say, if y'all are not watching Cole Taylor's SMU streams, please tune in. That man is just spazzes out on the mic. It's great entertainment. He be talking like he's actually out there coaching them. Like it's crazy to see. But these two are both, I think, probably similar talent wise. It's I would expect a good game just on paper. I watched bits and pieces of this, but I think good game.
Gotcha. Bag, anything for us? And then Cole, if you're listening, let us know if you're a real SMU fan, because I seen the header in your Discord profile. Let us know if you're a homegrown SMU fan for real.
I think he's a Notre Dame fan, but because he's always making he's always hating on Brian Kelly, but yeah, I mean, two quality users, man. I mean, they went at it. They both have a lot of offensive firepower in terms of their skills, not necessarily in terms of their roster. So, great game, and glad they're playing each other. I actually have to play both of them to close out my season. So, and they're both very tricky. So, hopefully, I can pull those out.
Yeah, not two users you want to sleepwalk on. Oh, okay. Force win here. Oregon and Miami. Tough to see it, but sometimes it is what it is. Arkansas, USC getting their first conference win late into the season. Good to see it. I know it doesn't always feel the best, but Arkansas keep fighting USC. That's probably a good win for the program. Oklahoma doing what Oklahoma does. Oklahoma is looking dominant right now. No matter who the opponent, it seems it always goes the way it's going, making TCU look average. Fryles, did you have time to look at this one?
Only a bit, because I kind of saw what was kind of happening, so I didn't watch it start to finish. But yeah, Zev at home is a problem. He's extremely consistent, as we talked about a lot. You got to play like flawless, especially on the road. You better play a perfect game to get them. And TCU didn't do that.
Gotcha. Bag, do you think this is not a derailing factor for TCU, but do you think this hampers his recruiting going this late into the season and then 1-3 in conference play?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. He started off real hot. I think he climbed up into the top 10 of the rankings and out of conference, and has been snapped back to where TCU might be expected to be, not as a user, but as a level of team quality. So it's gonna be rough. I mean, he could have probably gained some stars if he had been able to close out the year ranked that high and everything, but another year in the grind for him.
Yes, sir. Moving on, Florida getting another conference run against Penn State, 41-23. Moving on, West Virginia, not the way you want to get them, but we'll take a dub when we can get it, I guess. Coach Carver. Not a computer matchup. We'll go ahead and slide on to week 9, final week that we're gonna cover. SMU at Bama. Again, under I don't even say undermanned, but overmatched, can we say?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, not entirely indicative of skill, but sometimes scheme over team just can't bridge the deficit if the team is just that much more. Moving on to Ole Miss and Penn State. Another conference win for Penn State. Or excuse me, Ole Miss. I apologize. Does anybody see Ole Miss dropping one outside of conference championship to Florida bag?
I don't know if he's played Florida in the regular season yet, so he's still got to. He might have seen him twice, and those will be great games for sure. He got the win over Texas in Week 10, which was a key one. But I think he still's got to get Florida, and he's probably going to play him twice. So if he drops both of those, he won't make the playoffs. So
okay, yeah, two late losses would definitely put a hamper in it. We know the algorithm is not friendly to those that lose late. Nebraska getting the win over UCLA, more of the expected. Good to see UCLA put up a fight even on the road, though.
Yeah, the UCLA user seems like he's going to be a tough one.
Yes, sir. Tennessee bouncing back after a three-game skid to put them back in the top 25. Is this a new spot for Tennessee? Do we expect to see him clawing back to next season, or has he dropped down a tier, Fryles?
Nah, I think his track record is too strong, like over the years and over the different leagues and stuff. I think too strong of a track record for it to be as of right now. At least that's what I'm gonna say. But I think he'll bounce back even this year. I mean, if he finds his way in, which easily can do still, if he finds his way into the playoffs. I mean, if Vegas is making lines, he still would be one of the favorites to win. So, hey, now I'm putting full respect on his name still. But, definitely a big bounce back win. Washington not a pushover, so he got that done.
Gotcha. Bag work. Belichick ain't been good since Brady left. Is this the decline of Tennessee?
Nah, I don't think so. I think he's taking some losses, but I think he bounces back, and I think he probably still sneaks into the playoffs. Maybe one of those ones where he doesn't make the conference championship and still gets in. He has a big game this week, Week 10, that hasn't been played yet against Texas A&M, so that'll decide a lot in terms of how that conference will shake out. But yeah, I mean, if he loses to A&M this week, I mean that's it for the season. I don't think he'll be able to climb back in. So, but he's got him at home. So I mean, I think Tennessee's going to win. I'm pretty sure it's a game of the week.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, we'll see. But no, I don't think he's. I think it was a little slip up. We'll be seeing him around for sure.
Gotcha. Georgia upsets Texas. Texas on I think a 3-game slide, put them at 2-2 in the conference. Do we see Texas bouncing back for the rest of the season, or 7-5, 8-4 gonna be topping out for Texas, and which would be a decent bowl game for us?
Yeah, I mean, he's playing from overseas, so I'll give him a bit of a benefit of the doubt. But I don't know how many wins are going to be on the schedule left. Georgia, we talked about, can definitely get you. And this game just seems like he just locked up. I didn't watch too much of this one, but I feel like he just locked them up from, no points. So it seems like Texas couldn't really move the ball. Maybe some turnovers. I would say, I don't know who he plays next, Texas, but it seems like he's not playing his best ball right now, kind of going on a downward slope.
Gotcha. Bag work. Moving on to Miami and Arizona. Arizona's putting it on them, letting them know it's not. Ooh, sorry. Make sure y'all can. Sorry. Make sure y'all can see the schedule. Arizona putting it on Miami.
Yeah, I mean, we talking about dudes who might be sliding. I mean, you got Texas and Miami. I would say are the dudes who, like last year, Texas finished 6-1 in conference. Might have only lost one game once he took over the team. This year, he's definitely taken some losses, and I don't know if he'll bounce back from them. And same with Miami. Miami was, running the table until I think he lost to LSU, lost to me last game of the year or something. But he was like top 10 almost all year, made the playoffs, won a game in the playoffs, and then this year just looks like a whole different person. He blames it on his quarterback. We'll see. It might be the playbook. I don't know.
But Arizona State's a good user, man. I mean, there's very few, if any, nights off in this league, and going on the road against Arizona State is a tough one. So we'll see how the rest of the year finishes for Miami, but it's definitely he might have some guys leaving in the portal.
Fryles, hate to hear it. Head coach taking shots at his own team. 18 to 21-year-old isn't getting the job done, and he's the focal point of the blame. How do you feel about that?
Just to clarify, on that one, what are you referring to? My bad. Just want to make sure.
Miami blaming the quarterback.
Okay, I thought so. Yeah, I mean, it's always funny to see, but at the end of the day, I'm a big believer that you're controlling most of what's going on the field, and hey, when a lot of times you handpick your quarterback, so especially at a place like Miami, you can get guys, whether it be portal or whatever, you get somebody in there. So
yeah, this is what, season 3?
Yeah, man.
So
at some point you gotta.
That's his recruit because Carson Beck is gone. So
at some point you gotta just take some accountability. Just hey, you didn't make the right play. You didn't make the right read. Yeah, it's tough.
Yes, sir. Florida continuing to get another win and conference ranked number 2 with a strong showing heading into week 10. UNC on the road drops another one to Texas A&M. Texas A&M 4-0 in the conference, looking to be the sure favorites to be in that conference championship so far. But we'll look at the conference standing here shortly.
I'll show you. Like before your basement.
Oregon, Bagwork, talk to me. I thought we hear a lot more from Oregon this season, and it's been a 4-4 disappointing season. You have any insight for me?
No, I mean, a lot of his wins last year and this year have come through Sim. He is a good user though, you know what I mean? But he just gotta pull through and beat the tough guys when he does. And this game he had it in his hands. Clemson, as we mentioned earlier, Bryce Underwood was completely worn and torn to the max. And Clemson was up 3 with like a 3rd and 5 or something like that. Middle of the field, drops back with Underwood, gets smacked as he throws it. Throws it right into Oregon's hands. Oregon takes it to the house. Bryce Underwood lays on the field for 5 minutes, dislocated elbow. They finally get him out of there. But then he allows Clemson to come down the field and, walk down the field with a minute left. And, I mean, hats off to Clemson, obviously. But, got to come away with those wins. I think he's capable, but this year hasn't been his year. And he also, he got suspension for moving players around, which didn't help the situation at all. So he's been playing without Damon Williams, who he now has back, but I think it's going to be too little too late.
Gotcha. Fryles, talk to me about the injury moving forward to your quarterback. Had he stayed in Michigan, I know we got a good program. So how are the Tigers going to move forward, and what do you guys have planned to replace the quarterback?
Yeah, he's tough to replace. That 99 throw power is bailed me out a lot this year. So it's just really on me, man. It's on me as a head coach. It's not really listening to my players, and we wanted to win this one badly. We needed it, so we kept running him out there, and I'm just glad he's not out longer. Hopefully, he can be back for a little playoff run. We got some youth behind him. Our quarterback who started last year, Camario, Super Mario, we call him. Got to rise up and step up because he's going to be taking those snaps. If we happen to play for a conference championship, it's going to probably be him. Well, it definitely will be him. But hey, man, next man up, and we need Bryce back. So hopefully he's doing his rehab and stuff, getting right.
Yes, sir. Heard it here first. Moving on to a game of the week matchup: LSU versus Oklahoma. Bagwork comes out with the dub at home. I seen the chat going crazy mid-game, so I had to stop and look. Bad work. How do you feel about the dub and then the chat in mid game?
I mean, chat mid game, I come to expect from Zev. So, you know, a lot of times I put my phone down and don't pay it no mind, but just felt the need to respond a couple times just because. But it's always love between us, man, and, you know, another good game. You know, a lot of our games are one-score games, or he's going to break away from me and beat me pretty bad. Usually I don't beat him pretty bad, but you know, we got a big time interception in the second half and a couple stops that were big, and you know, we're able to get this one. So I'm sure we'll be seeing him again. But I'm happy with the win. It was number 1 versus number 2. He was 1 at the time. Happy with the win. Now just got to finish strong, and you know, if I see him again at the end of the season, gotta win the one that's for the hardware.
Yes, sir. Fryles, big time matchup between two blue blood programs. Do you see a different outcome in the conference championship?
Man, they play, especially recently when they play. All the games have been like this. I think Bag has been getting the wins more recently, just from what I've been tracking. But it's gonna go either. I don't know, man. Yeah, I can't even call it on that. It's really just whoever plays better that day doesn't turn. I'm expecting another 1-score game. They both know each other. They're in like 18 leagues together, so they know how each other plays and what they like to do, how they like to counter stuff. So it's just who, pretty much, in those kind of games, I've always felt it's like turnovers, like who's gonna turn the ball over or force them. It's usually who wins.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes, sir. Moving on. I don't think we have any big matchups left. Ohio State beats Arkansas for conference. More of the expected. Baylor's able to pick up another win late in the season versus Florida State. And Wisconsin, Darkwing Day, got a big win over TCU. Kind of to salvage the season on his little win streak. 5-3 to 5-3 now. How do you feel that helps his recruiting bag?
Oh, it's major, and especially you know, he took over them this year, but last year they also, you know, finished the season top 15. I think they barely missed the playoffs as a CPU team that year, and had a top 10 class. So he should be able to pull in a pretty good class again. He might gain, you know, half a star or a star if he can finish the year ranked, let alone make the playoffs. So major, and I mean, that's another quality, you know, we can call them like mid majors of our league. You know, and he got the best of them there on the road. That's a big time win for him. So happy for him.
Fryles, moving on. I had a question about as we go through the rest of the conference. South Carolina gets a big win over SC. Do you feel, and let me preface it with this, Vegas usually gives a home team 3 points on the road, or 3-point favorite no matter what. Mm-hmm. NFL, college, they usually start them with 3-point favorite depending on the team. Do you think neutral site is an advantage for two close users to show more skill, or do you think the home team advantage shows more skill for the road user?
That's actually a really good question. I would say, like, when you go, like, it's tough because it's a different game. Like, when you can't make your normal audibles, your checks, like you can't, you know, shift your line, whatever it is, slide your line, and you go out and win one of those games on the road. It feels great, but you got to play a different way. Yeah, like you're kind of limited, you know, going in. You can't just, you know, change every play. You got to just kind of call a better game from the playbook. So, I mean, it feels better going on the road to win one. But if you're talking about just like skill to skill, neither one of us have any excuses. I think those conference championships or those neutral site games really just I don't know, like they feel like more user control because it's just my best versus your best. No excuses. Both of us are here. Can't complain about the weather. Can't whatever it is. Like it's just straight ball. So I didn't really answer your question, but both of them are just different, and I think like evaluating how dudes are playing.
No worries, no worries. Speaking of conference championship, bag work. As we take a look at the SEC, we said it earlier. I think the first podcast is as far as the conference itself just being a meat grinder, and Fries and Texas A&M have been able to weather the storm so far. How do you see the conference ending up, and then is this something you want to see more of in the future as far as the interconference fighting?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's great when conferences, are tough, especially coming down the stretch. What's interesting here is, I think, Tennessee with 2 losses, he might be cooked. I mean, I think I think I picked Tennessee to beat Texas A&M this week at home, but Texas A&M still going to be 4-1 with the win over Clemson. He's not going to play Clemson or Tennessee again. So unless somebody can kind of upset him, Tennessee's not going to make the conference championship, and which might be good for his playoff situation. But man, he's going to be in a new conference, which is going to be spooky.
Yeah, nobody ever wants to see that name pop up on the schedule, or especially in conference play. Fries is looking strong, heading into the final stretch of the season. Let me get your take as we move. Is it Pac-12? No, sorry. To the Big Ten. We called it earlier. We said it was 3 teams, and it's shaping up that way. How do you feel about, we'll go Auburn and Wisconsin bringing up the rear, but LSU and Oklahoma essentially undefeated unless they play each other in conference play?
Yeah, those top 4 playing really good ball. I think even Wisconsin, I think recently's been playing pretty good ball. I mean, LSU after going on the road smacking Auburn, I think that kind of just locked. I mean, that was anything can happen, of course, but he's pretty much in the conference championship, you'd think. And I'm expecting that rematch. I think both of them are just playing pretty good ball, and I don't know if the other 2 can beat the top 2 right now. I mean, we'll see, but I think the other 2 are just still maybe like a little bit of a tier behind, just with team-wise, user-wise, not quite on the level they're playing at right now. But shout out that top 4, man. Even Arizona State, scrappy too. Like they got a solid conference. Bama, like good conference.
Yes, sir. One thing to note, it appears that you guys, as a conference, I think essentially are backloaded. For LSU, we only have 3 conference games in so far, and Oklahoma have 5, as where I think SEC, we're all 5 deep at least. Moving on to 6 this week, minus Arizona State. So something to be on the lookout there for. It's going to be a backloaded thing, so the bottom or the middle might change a little bit. Like Bag said, Auburn probably still has to play Alabama and LSU, so this could change drastically. So we'll be on the lookout for that. Moving on to the Big 12, a little spooky right now. Not the way we thought it was turning out. Bag work. Can we speak to UCLA and Notre Dame in 2 and 3? For the conference in the Big 12?
Yeah, I mean, hats off to UCLA for taking over that team and being able to compete, man. I think he still has to play Ohio State, I believe. So that'll be a tough one. But he has wins over UNC. And I don't know if too many of the other teams in there can really mess with him, to be honest. I mean, he's beaten UNC, he's beaten Notre Dame, so shout out to him. I mean, if he can beat Ohio State, that would be major, and he has the potential too, but Ohio State's team is, of course, loaded. Notre Dame has lost to UCLA and has not played the other 2 teams in the top 4 yet. So that'll be the big thing. He's beaten the 4 teams at the bottom, lost to UCLA, got to play the top 2. So we'll see how that closes out. It'll be interesting to see who makes the championship game.
Trial shocker to see Ohio State right now ranked 4 at 3-2 in conference play, or Notre Dame at 4-1 in conference play this far.
It's a good question. I would say I'm more surprised Ohio State has 2 losses, but again, it's a tough league in general. It's just anybody can get you. Notre Dame, gotta give him some respect, man. He's been playing pretty solid ball. Had a bit of a couple lapses, but pretty solid ball, and hopefully he takes some encouragement from the questions he was receiving. So he's playing good ball right now.
Yes, sir. Big 12 a little shaken up from what we thought early in the season, but good to see everybody playing ball. Moving on to the ACC, what we called the weakest conference earlier. Florida and Ole Miss changing the landscape, while the rest of the league appears to just be fighting for whatever's left. Fries, what are your thoughts on Ole Miss right now and Florida dominating what appears to be the ACC?
2 new users coming in and just balling out, man. I'd love to see it for real. That's great for the league. And I'm sure obviously they play sometime soon, so I'll be tuned in for that heavily whenever they play. But Florida, track record, previous user, of course, was always playing the big games and playing well. So it's good to see Florida just stay at that level, really. Yeah, man. And then Ole Miss, we've been giving credit, I think, for most of the year, but hold it down in conference. So the users who have been here for a while got to sting a little bit for somebody to just come in and take care of business. It's not like Ole Miss's team is insane. Like, you got Texas and Georgia in this conference, so it's not like, it's not like he's just came into a team that's overpowered. Got to give him credit.
Yes, sir. Bagwork, talk to me about Ole Miss and Florida, and then Georgia and Texas. I don't want to call it the bottom of the league, but outside of those two, it appears the ACC is what we thought. Not to speak bad about them, but it is what it is. The records speak for itself. Georgia being 99 overall, sitting at 2-7. Texas having a bad skid, 2-2. In conference, losing late 5-4, and then Ole Miss and Florida moving on appears to be to the conference championship. What route do you see moving forward for Ole Miss, and then how do you feel about the rest of the conference right
now? Yeah, I mean, I think the conference is a little bit disappointing. I mean, West Virginia, Georgia, you would really expect they probably have the best roster in this conference, maybe with Texas, them in Texas for sure. To be 2-7 is definitely disappointing. He's had a lot of close losses this year, but definitely expect more out of them. Florida State's got a new job. A lot of his losses are forced losses. Penn State's but he's about where we thought he would be. Baylor's having a good year, man, and I don't know if he's played those top 2 teams outside of Texas. Or I don't know if he's played Florida and Ole Miss yet, but he could definitely shake things up in that league if he hasn't. I don't think he's played them that I can remember. And I think he's capable of beating them, man. I mean, shout out to him. I think he's having a great year. The only thing now is that people might say, well, would he be doing the same thing if he was in the ACC? So, we'll see, but good on him. Hopefully he can keep it up. Hopefully he can make some noise and sneak in. I think he still has a shot to get in the offs. If he can just handle business, and Texas isn't technically out either, even though it's a long shot. But yeah, this is the weakest conference. We'll see. It'll shake up again after the season's over with. And but I mean, it looks like Florida and Ole Miss are pretty much locked in, even if they do. Because even if Ole Miss, for example, hasn't played Baylor, like I said, and loses to Baylor and also loses to Florida, he'll still have the tiebreaker over Texas at 2 losses. So that's going to be the conference championship game. they'll be there. We'll see who else joins up next year and can give them a run for their money.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good looks on that one. As far as we're gonna head over to the top 25 just to start rounding out the show. Files, out of the new users, TCU, Ole Miss, UCLA, Arkansas, and Auburn, which one of those do you think is the best user separate of the teams that they have?
This is interesting. Just pure user. To me, I think it's between the two we were just talking about. I think Ole Miss and Florida. I think Florida has played it. I've seen it's the higher. Like, they will play at high level, but I think I've seen Florida just play almost perfect games and put those together. As of right now, I'm gonna say Florida. But Ole Miss is good too. Definitely. What was it down? Who was the other? What was the other couple you mentioned?
TCU, UCLA, Arkansas, Auburn.
Arizona
Auburn.
State.
Oh,
Auburn
yeah,
too.
Arizona State too.
Yeah. I would say Auburn too. Solid user. But right now, if you had to ask me, I'm saying Florida.
Okay, bag work. Out of those users, and I'll mix it up for you. Outside of Florida, which user has the most potential to turn the program around?
Dang, that's an interesting question right there. I think that I think Ole Miss will do a good job, and he already has, and he has some decent recruiting territory down there, and he knows how to recruit well. So I think he might be, from what I've seen, the best team builder, and also I don't know if he's the most skilled out of the group. Not to say he's not. I just don't know if he is. I wouldn't say I could just certified say he is. But when you combine his team building with he has probably the best base roster out of that group as well. And he has the skill to match. So I think he'll do the best job. But those teams out west, Arizona State and UCLA in particular, come to mind, where they're really talented users. And if they are able to get a foothold on the recruiting scene through the portal or high school, whatever, they have a lot of potential to really make some noise with those rosters. So I'd be on the lookout for them. I think Arkansas has it tough. He's in the South, but not as many dudes are coming out of Arkansas, and he has a lot of competition from everybody. So it can be a little tricky. And I'm trying to think who else is new. Also, I mean, I know he's not totally new. He's rejoining, but be on the lookout for Wisconsin. He can win some games, and he'll have another good class coming in. So they could come up pretty quick too.
Yes, sir. Appreciate the insight. Before we wrap up, before we move to recruiting, let's see if we got a few minutes. Let's do some tiers. Kind of like our own power ranking. And let's go by users in school combined. We'll start with Files, and I got to schedule the S tier, A tier, B tier, and C tier right now. Files, so we'll just go down the top 25 to keep it a little shorter. LSU, what tier would you put them in?
Gotta put him in the S tier right now. Got to. Playing is too high level ball, and with the roster to match, like, they got to be in there.
Like it, I definitely agree. Bad work. Florida, new user, 7-2, 7-game win streak. What tier you putting them in? S, A, B, or C?
S, A, B, C. I'm gonna put him in the A tier, and the reason why I don't put him in the S tier is just because we haven't seen him in the playoffs yet. He does have a major win against Nebraska, who I would say is in the S tier as well. So he's more than capable. Just got to see it. Just see it maybe once or twice more times. Before I give him that official nod. But he's really really playing good ball.
Yes, sir. Appreciate that. I also have Nebraska in the S tier, so we can move on that one unless anybody has any big disagreements. Bag work. Clemson Fries has been rolling this season, 8-2. Where you putting him at right now?
I'm not saying this because this is my man's, but I think he's made the jump from the A tier to the S tier, just with quality wins, man. I mean, he's beaten everybody who you want him to beat. And he's showing it consistently. He's winning games with backup quarterback, so it's not just roster. I think he's made a little bit of a leap into that top group.
Gotcha. Fries, moving on to Oklahoma, where you got him slotted.
I disagree on myself also. I appreciate that, but I think a tier down still. I got a lot to prove, but I heard you there. Zevi, you gotta put Zev in the S tier, man. Just too consistent. Too many times he's been in every pretty much big game in the league, winning league tournaments to start. Like, gotta give him his credit, bro. S tier.
Yes, sir. Moving on to Notre Dame quickly. What you got for what tier is he in? Fries.
I'm gonna go. Oh, go ahead, Fries.
Go ahead, bro.
I'm gonna slot him at the bottom of the A tier, or I'm gonna put him in the A tier, but he sometimes leaves stuff to be desired, I would say.
Okay. Fries,
give him some motivation. I'm gonna put him at the very top of the B tier, I think.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, he's like a right. But if there's between B and A, that's where I would put him. But I'm gonna put him top of the B.
Okay. With that being said, where do you slot Auburn then? Bag.
For me, it's AB. I'm still putting Auburn in the C tier.
Okay.
I mean, he hasn't played any playoff games, right? He hasn't played any playoff games. I don't know if he's beaten anybody from the A tier.
Gotcha. Okay. Kind of a James Franklin, not minus this past weekend. Notwithstanding, Fries, where you got Texas A&M?
Hey man, he beat me. I would put him not at the elite tier, but I put him in that next tier. I would give him that. I think, yeah, man, he's playing good ball. This is a huge. I'm very liking to this stream, him and Tennessee game, because I think that's gonna tell us a lot. But we'll see.
Gotcha. Bad. Where you got Ohio State right now? The boogeyman.
Oh, he's got to be the S tier. Got to be. He's coming off a national championship. Got a hell of a roster. Dudes are always in my DMs talking about how much they hate playing against him. It's got to be S tier.
Okay. Slide down to Ole Miss. Fries, new user. Where you got him?
I give my guy some credit, man. I can't really disrespect him. Put him over Notre Dame. I don't want to. I put him right where I put Notre Dame. What did I say?
He beat Notre Dame. He
beat Notre Dame. Nah, yeah, put him in there, man. I'll put him in the A tier, bro. I think he's playing good ball, and he deserves some credit. So I'm gonna give him that.
Yeah,
might be a little difficult. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I said I'm with you. I think he's in the A tier for sure. Yeah, definitely.
All right. After Ole Miss, we have Baylor. Bag. I know he is on a 2 to 3 game slide right now against users. Where you slotting Baylor?
I'm gonna put Baylor in the B tier. I think he's in the B tier. He's got some big wins. It's just consistency and roster doesn't help situation, but
gotcha. Moving on to Wisconsin, Darkwing Day. Fries, where you got him located?
I like David. I put him in the B tier also, but maybe like the upper half of that B tier.
Before or after Notre Dame?
For right now, I think they're very close. I really do, but I'm gonna put him a little bit below Notre Dame, just based on Notre Dame's been kind of holding it down for a while now. So I'm gonna give him that credit still, but I think Day's coming for real. Awesome.
Gotcha. And then the last one, I'm pretty curious what both of you have to say on this one, but we'll start with Bag. Where you got Tennessee ranked?
Just because it's a power ranking, as in current situation, I got to put him in the A tier because he's 1-3 in his last. Since we did the last episode, I'm gonna put him in the A tier. I mean, he's been in the S tier forever, but for the moment, got to be A tier.
Anywhere in the A tier, or you got him at the top over UF.
I'd put him behind UF at the moment.
UF in front of Texas A&M.
I put. Wait, all right. We got to write this down afterwards. By the way, I'm gonna put out. I'm not gonna put out the C because we'll just have. There's just a lot of. If you're not in the S, A,
Right.
A and B, but if he's in the A, I would. If we were ranking the A, I would go. And Texas A&M is in the A.
Okay, I can give you the because I'm writing them down. Right now in A is UF, Texas A&M, Ole Miss, and then you have Notre Dame at the back of A.
And Tennessee's in there. So if I'm ranking those, I'm going UF 1, Tennessee 2, Ole Miss 3, Notre Dame, Texas A&M.
Ooh, okay.
Hmm.
What you got for us on it?
Tennessee specific, he's tough because I mean, Bag is right. If we're talking about current form, it's probably a different answer. But if you're talking about like gun to my head, who I have to pick, like right now, I'm still putting him in the S tier. I'm still giving him that credit. He's on that short list of dudes where I'm like, he's probably gonna win. Going to the game, like he's probably gonna win. So I put him probably the lowest part of the S tier, but I still gotta give him that credit just from the years and years of consistency.
Gotcha. All right. We got 4 teams. Well, Bag, you got 5 teams in S. So I'm gonna force your hand here. Yourself, Nebraska, Clemson, Ohio State, Oklahoma, and UT. We can only have 4 in S tier. Who you booting?
Well, I put UT in the A tier already.
Oh, you did. Sorry.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, do I have to take another one out or?
Yeah, because that would have been 6. So yourself,
Okay.
OU, Nebraska, Clemson, and OSU.
I'm gonna take Clemson out just because we played head to head, and I think that the other 3 are. Well, if it's power ranking, so if I got to do this power ranking, right, I would go Nebraska 1. He's beaten me. Then I would go me because I'm number 1 in the country. Just beat Oklahoma. So I would go Nebraska, LSU, Ohio State, Oklahoma because Ohio State beat Oklahoma in the Natty. The last times they played, Ohio State beat Oklahoma and Clemson in the last spot.
Okay, so Clemson goes to the top of A. Nebraska, LSU, Ohio State.
Oh yeah, if it can only be 4.
Yeah, if
You know, we should. You know, we're gonna make a channel. I'm gonna make a channel. We all 3 got to put the S, A, B, and so it'll be 12 teams, 4 each, and we'll just every episode we'll put like all
Okay.
3 of us different power ranking. But yeah, if it's gonna be 4, then yeah, I'm taking out Clemson.
Yeah, because right now I'm just, and this is no disrespect to everybody, but just keep it close on time. We're just doing the users in the top 25. So yeah, I like it. I like it. Does your S change at all, Franz? Because I think you agreed on LSU, Nebraska. You put yourself in A, but Ohio State and then Oklahoma and then Tennessee. So say you put yourself in A, you still got LSU, Nebraska, Ohio State, Oklahoma, and Tennessee. Somebody got to drop to A. We can only have 4, and that's who you moving.
See, it comes down if we're talking about like form or if we had to play one game, who I think would get it done. For me, of those, I think Ohio State is the one. Like, despite the roster, we're talking just user and just like who I can trust game to game. He would be 5th for me. Despite him being the reigning champ, I know I'm giving him his credit, but I would put him at the top of the A tier, like slightly, definitely above myself. But that's where I would put him right now.
Okay, you can definitely expect another Thanos meme in the chat later.
Truth, bro. That's how I feel.
Oh, listen, nobody's disrespecting how you feel or how you perceive the game. We just letting you know. On that, we will go quickly through, I think, Heisman's. Heisman watch, I believe Ohio State's. Yeah, Gabe Sizemore still leading the pack. Tavia St. Clair dropped down, but Tatum moves up, stays still. Notre Dame, Platinum Shifty, Rocco Franco, just gonna show him some love, moved up the list. Baylor slinging the rock out there. Caleb Burton III stays at number 4, and then Tavian St. Clair moves down to number 5, rounding out the edge of the Heisman Trophy.
Yeah, I mean,
And then let's
I don't know if
move
you're asking your
to
thoughts on that, but yeah, that sounds about right. Ohio State's RB is insane. It's crazy.
yes, sir. And listen, he's feeding them the rock, so you can't say anything. Moving on to recruiting, it appears Clemson already locked up 3 5-stars, 4 10-stars, a 5-star QB, 5-star Mike linebacker, and a 5-star defensive tackle. No, those are always a pleasure to see. Rounding out the top 5, you got Alabama, LSU in 3rd, Ohio State in 4th, and Nebraska in 5th. Frows, tell me how you feel about this class so far.
I feel really good. People were on my head about my recruiting before this year, so I kind of had to step it up. So far, it's been pretty good. Still in on 2 more 5-stars. If I can get 1 more, I feel really good about sneaking into the top 5 because I don't have any of those top 5. All those top other dudes probably already have a top 5 class. I'm assuming. I know LSU might have 2 for real. Probably does. So I need 1 and off to a good start.
Yes, sir. I haven't been paying attention to the rankings as much, but Alabama being 2nd with no 5-stars and a 3-star. Surprisingly, you don't normally see that in the top 5. Bagward, do you think that will hold throughout the transfer portal?
This exact configuration?
Yeah.
Nah, I think Texas slides up into the top 3 for sure with 6 5-stars. Texas will slide up definitely. I think Notre Dame finishes in the top 5. Yeah, I think the top 5. I think 4 out of the top 5 are for sure going to be Texas, Notre Dame, Clemson, and Ohio State.
Gotcha.
And then there'll be some fighting for that last spot. But I think with no 5-stars, Alabama probably is fighting to even stay in the top 10.
Yep, I see that.
So,
I see that as well. Yeah. Oklahoma has 2 5-stars, and you're correct. Notre Dame has 4 5-stars. Texas has 6. So as soon as they clean up the rest of those 4-stars, either through the transfer portal or just rounding out the end of the season, you're right. This will shake up a little bit, especially. I think Alabama just got out to an early lead, signing a bunch of 4-stars early. But hopefully he's getting who he needs, not just signing 4-stars to sign 4-stars.
Yeah. I mean, he can honestly develop a lot of the talent he has still on his roster, so he'll be okay. And the portal's been good the last 2 years. I was surprised how good the portal was in year 2, so we'll see if it's still juiced up in year 3. I think it will be. I think maybe the game's just coded that way now, to where there'll be a lot of good guys in there because so many people leave off of playing time when it's not even their deal breaker, and a lot of those 4-stars go to one school and don't like it after a year. So there's a lot of them who are like 3-stars in the portal who are very good long-term gets. Even they might only be 76. You come in, get a year of training camp, redshirt them, da-da-da-da. Next thing you know, they're redshirt sophomores or juniors in mid-80s. So there's a lot of talent out there to get.
Yes, sir. As we continue to slide through, we're going to go do something a little different. We're going to look at some stats. No, that's not what I meant to do. Season stats individual. No. Oh, season stats are individual. All right. So we'll do this. Go down to national. And just take a peek at some of the top performers by user. As far as passing yards right now, Arizona State, number 2, 23 and 16, 62% completion rate. I know he joined a little late, but it's still good to see a user up there. Marcel Reed, force feeding the running back, but still quite a high completion percentage, 75%, 2,700 yards, 29 TDs to only 9 interceptions. Adam Schobel, TCU, still slinging the thing down there. TD to interception ratio a little closer than I expected, but I do remember you saying, what, TCU, was that 7 or was that Auburn against LSU?
Sorry, say that again.
Who did you just play that had 7 interceptions? Was that Auburn or TCU?
That was Auburn.
Okay. Yeah, so TCU's touchdown to interception ratio is a little high. No Indiana user. UCLA. Let's see if we can get down to Tavian St. Clair, rounding out top 12.
Certified Hooper.
Yeah, 26. Ooh, 26 and
3 picks is, man, it's impressive.
Yeah. With 2,700 passing yards to only have 3 interceptions, you are absolutely correct. More than impressive. And then I got a question for you fellas. A little shocked to see not as many users towards the top of the list. We'll start with you, Frows.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit surprising, but also I think it just speaks to there aren't too many games on, like, you're going to get up against somebody who you think you just can pass every single time. Like, it's not really got to work some running game in. So I think it just more speaks to the league competition level. You can't really just air it out every single time for the most part. But it is a little surprising, though. Surprised there aren't more users out there. I know sometimes the filter just doesn't work, but I don't think that's the case. I think it's just like, that's what it is.
Yes, sir. Frows.
Yeah.
Anybody? Sorry. Bagwork. Anybody surprised you're not is up in the top of the list?
No, but I mean, you just make a note. I mean, I think last year Tennessee led the league in passing yards, and I was second. Just don't have the same type of signal caller. I mean, I have Dante Moore; he's very good, but I guess I got to spill the beans. But some games I play my freshman quarterback just because I don't want to transfer. So Moore has less yards than he might have if he played every game. But and Tennessee's not up there. Surprised Nebraska's not up there.
Yeah.
With Raiola.
Big. So 2,400 yards, still decent. 24 to 8 interception rate, 3.0 touchdown to interception ratios. Still top 3 in the Big 12 though.
Mm-hmm. Who's throwing the ball in the ACC? Any of them making moves? Ole Miss.
Yes, sir.
Doing its thing.
Yep.
Ole Miss doing what it does.
28 to 12, 2,600 yards, and he was here all season. So those are true stats as we're seeing. Florida, last 7 games, I'll credit him to most of this. TD to interception ratio is a little different than what I expected, but defense must be doing its thing out there for him to have 20 and 20 though.
Yep.
West Virginia, Coach Carver showing some love out there, still getting something done.
Okay.
And then Texas.
He's playing good ball, man. That's an elite dev freshman. I mean, got to be one of the best freshmen in the country for sure.
Speaking of,
Can we look at Sorry, no, go ahead first.
I was gonna ask you
I'll
a
circle
quick
back.
question, Frows. 5-4. Let's see if I can't see it, but do you think he stays?
That's a good question. I mean, what? Maybe not. Maybe the formula is always, even if it like the grades match up, like Bag was saying earlier. Sometimes they just leave still. So I don't know. I hope not. He looks pretty good though, so I would love to see him in the portal. Not gonna lie. I don't think we'll get him at Clemson, but I would love to see him in the portal.
Yes, sir. What was your question? Go ahead, sir.
Oh, when you get a chance, can you go back to Nashville? I just want to see who leads in picks. I'm just curious. Like user wise, who's throwing the most of them? Tim Jones.
So we got Tennessee, Auburn, but Bag just said he threw 7. Washington,
Okay.
TCU, Arkansas, Miami, Arizona State, but that's late users, USC, and then Georgia. I assume is what you're looking for.
Yeah, I was looking for Georgia. I'm surprised, for him. I mean, more picks than TDs is also not. it's not great, but
No, but
Yeah.
what I
10 to 15
can
is
say is that's rough on the fact that we're at 1,700 yards. Everybody else is 22, 23.
hmm
Like the yardage, even though they have more picks, they're really slinging it. Whereas we got 1,700 yards on a 50.
Well, go to sort by interception percentage.
Ooh. Let's go.
The highest like
some other.
user who actually plays.
Yeah.
There he was. Vizina was up there.
Was he? I didn't even see him.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
we scrolled past him.
Yep.
Who has high yardage? I mean, same with Washington's throwing a lot.
Washington got over 2,000
Wow.
yards passing though.
Auburn, yeah, he does. Auburn also has thrown a lot. Looks like up there with Jackson Arnold.
Yep.
I have anybody with like 30 picks so far. That's there's still time, I guess, but
Oh,
30 is a lot
yeah.
of season.
I don't think we'll get there. Hopefully,
I hope not.
Jameis Winston season.
I don't know if anybody's doing 30 and 30 though. That'd be crazy.
Yeah.
Let's go to just quick peek at rushing to see who's at the top. See if we got any users. Heisman candidate Rocco Franco.
going crazy.
Yes,
Looks
sir.
pretty purple shifty.
Oklahoma. Taylor Tatum.
Tatum.
Yep, also another Heisman favorite. Get a lot of love. Get close to 1,000 in a winning season. Seems like the computer awards that.
Ohio State's RB must be mainly catching passes, right? Is that the main?
He runs the ball too, but yeah, he throws it to him like 10 times a game.
Okay.
Gotcha. Let's see if we could. Curious to see just what he's at.
He's right there. Okay.
Oh,
He was right there. You just passed him, or
Sizemore.
the first time you just passed him.
I can't
I think you sorted by running back, but if you go sort by yards,
Oh,
he'll
he
be
was
up
up
near
there.
the
He was
top.
up there for yards.
Yeah, he can
Yeah.
a lot of catches. I think he had
Oh yeah,
missed the number,
Sizemore.
but yeah,
Yep, 51. My goodness, receiver stats.
800 yards. Yeah, I mean he's better than probably my number one receiver. 10 touchdowns.
Yeah, I
Jeez.
mean, he throws it to him like every time. He's
Averaging
if
90
you
yards a
got
game on in the
you got to
air.
take away those flats against Ohio State for sure, because he's throwing that to that running back or the
Yes.
tight end. I bet you Ohio State's tight end. If you go to Ohio State, I bet you his top 2 receivers are his tight end and his running back.
Yep, there he is.
Ethan
Yes,
Barber.
That's a Georgia transfer.
Mm.
Yeah, so his wide receiver tight end, and then his number one target appears to be his running back.
Yep, that's how he gets down.
Yes, sir. Let's quickly go to see if we got anybody for sack leader. Notre Dame with a quick jump. Probably be in there.
He's open.
Mm-hmm. Last year though, last year is only thing.
We got to figure out who's going to be in the Heisman conversation, or not Heisman, Hall of Fame conversation
Yep. As
for
far as
defense.
sacks goes, it's surprised we don't have anybody closer to double digits.
Yeah,
As far as sacks goes, nobody jumps.
Nobody
out.
national either.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, let's go back to national. It's just an ACC, but yeah, we got
Wow, that's from Pitt. Funny.
no
Okay.
users.
yeah, but it's the
Oh,
defensive
yes.
ones are jacked up because of
Are
like
they?
you have to have you have to be in the top whatever like 100 in tackles to be included on this screen. So like if you're getting a bunch of sacks
Oh.
but you're not like leading in tackles, you won't appear on this screen. So like that's why like if you go to like ACC right now and sort by sacks,
Okay, I see. What
there
you're
might
saying.
there might be somebody, you know what I mean, who's didn't appear before.
Okay.
Gotcha. Texas got a
gotta do.
platinum quick jump with 7.5 sacks. Oh, we'll just go through sacks here quickly. Notre Dame leading. Gold quick jump. We'll see if that's a thing. Arizona State with
Okay,
10.
linebacker.
Yeah, I wonder if he's coming off the edge or if he's looping. But whatever he's doing, he's getting home.
Hmm.
Got 2 up there. Go to the SEC. Texas A&M, 5 sacks. Oregon 4, and it's pretty balanced afterwards. Nobody is dominating the sack game, but everybody has some.
They're not gonna make it easy on picking a defensive Hall of Fame dude, are they?
Not at all.
I don't see anybody yet standing out like that at all.
And while we're here,
Might
let's
be an
just-
interception kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there we go.
Yeah.
This is more of what we can look for. Got
That's why I said
senior
that,
out of
my guy.
Clemson. Yes, sir. 7 interceptions. Okay, we got 5.
True freshman. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we put him out there.
Nationwide is so
Put
much
him out
more than
there.
a great
Yeah.
insurance company.
That's a
They're
good
one of
start to a
America's
career.
largest financial services
But
companies. Like how I'm more
I
than
know
Saquon
it's
Barkley,
great
the
to see the
NFL's
7, but
reigning leading rusher,
to see
and
5 and
also the
5,
NFL's leading husher.
17 total right now, just out of
Hush
3
up,
players, and Clemson
Wow,
I
might have just set
Facts.
a rushing record.
is crazy.
Well,
Who's leading
Your
TFLs?
insurance and financial needs nationwide is on your side.
Nationwide Investment Services Corporation, Amber FINRA, Columbus, Ohio.
They have that. I don't
Yes,
even see. I
sir.
know they do.
Oregon,
Yeah, TFLs right there.
Oregon leading.
Oregon going crazy. Oh, he got 11. I thought I said 19. He's going
Oh,
crazy
no. But 2 of them on the same team.
though. Yeah.
11 and
They in
10.
that backfield.
Purple grip breakers, grown man.
3. We got
Yeah,
3 out there.
Top 3 in the SEC. That's crazy.
Yeah, you're going to work. Sheesh.
So, yeah, good to see it. Let's go through Big Ten real quick to see tackles for loss. Arizona's doing something right, man. I'll tell you that. LSU at 14 out of a tackle. Okay, big body.
Goal hammer, goal workhorse.
Oh, yeah, that's a big boy. That's a big boy.
Mm-hmm. And then let's scroll quickly over to interceptions.
Yeah, everybody
Auburn
going
lead.
crazy.
No, not in this one. We'll go over to Big 12 quickly. More of the same balance. Couple of dudes with on the same team. Notre Dame, Nebraska. Nobody going crazy right now with interceptions. And then we've looked at sacks for Notre Dame. Did we look at ACC yet? We did. See if anybody has any interceptions. 4 is leading in the ACC. So, gentlemen, that's all I got. Again, thank you for coming out. If you don't like what we got to say, there's a way to fix it. Show us on the field. And if you still don't like what we got to say, put it in the chat and we'll address it. Bagwork, anything else from the commissioner standpoint or just the user standpoint moving forward?
Nah, man. I mean, we got had a good year so far, so let's keep it up, man. Let's finish strong. Excited to see how these playoffs shake out and who gets in and who doesn't. These conferences has been an interesting year, more interesting than I think a lot of the most recent ones have been. They've been kind of more predictable, so it's good for the league, man, and excited. And new users keep grinding, keep
Yes.
grinding.
Yes, sir. Files, any parting words, any notes, anything to leave for the people?
Yeah, man. New users look at Ole Miss in Florida. That's an example. Trying to get like them because they're being at a high level. And then the message in the chat is all great, but that scandal stuff, let's put it behind us, man. Let's move forward and focus on things gameplay wise and more positive vibes. But thank y'all for listening. If you were listening this far, shout out y'all.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you tuning in. Number 3. Gentlemen, have a good day, and we're out.
All right, peace.